Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and Wishbone and I are glad you're joining us today. Um, I'm going to tell you, every morning, Wishbone gets very happy when he wakes up in the morning. He comes straight down and he wants to sit on the piano bench, and he's excited because he likes to be on TV and he likes cheese, like I said. So Wishbone's been a great dog for us. And every day he teaches us a little bit more about patience and love and forgiveness. And sometimes he does the wrong thing, and sometimes we do the wrong things. And we're still trying to get to know each other. So I'm always happy to have Wishbone with us. Um, for all of our students wanting lunch, it's available from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock at entrance C20 at the high school. And you're welcome to drive through and pick up lunch. And they also have breakfast available for the next day. So, again, we need to continue to do our part with our personal hygiene. So, again, be very careful about washing our hands for 20 seconds or longer. Cover your mouth or nose when you cough or sneeze. Avoid touching your face if possible. And clean high touch surfaces often, things that you touch like light switches and door handles and things like that. And we have to continue practicing good social distancing. We're seeing that it is working. So stay home as much as you possibly can. Avoid public spaces. Keep at least 6 feet between you and others. And when possible in public, wear a mask. And it helps you and it helps the people around you to make sure that you're not passing the virus around. So, yesterday I mentioned my hope for our recovery. I used the term post traumatic growth. Post traumatic growth is a positive psychological change experienced as a result of adversity and challenges in order to rise up to a higher level of functioning. So, after this pandemic subsides and we return to so called normal life, I hope that all of us will experience some of this post traumatic growth. I want to be able to say things like, I discovered that I'm stronger than I thought I was. I know that I can handle difficulties. And I changed my priorities about what is important in life. So we need to be thinking about what our post traumatic growth experience is going to be like. Have no doubt, we are going to get through this. There are a lot of smart, energetic, and thoughtful people guiding us through this difficult time. There are a lot of committed doctors, nurses, healthcare workers who are doing everything that they can to address the needs of the sick and keep us all healthy. Working together, we can get through this. So last night, or yesterday, we talked about making another, or 2 days ago, gratitude flowers. So last night, I met with our school board, or the people that are in charge of the whole district, and I made a gratitude flower for each one of them. So on my gratitude flower, this is my third one that I made, I listed all of the school board members. And school board members are people in our community who ran for office and wanted to make sure that our schools remained as good as they've always had and tried to even make them better. So I wanted you all to know that I'm grateful for our 9 school board members and our school solicitor. They do a great job thinking about what's the best way to educate students and making sure that you have the resources, that we have the resources to run this school district. So thank you, school board. This will be the third gratitude flower that I put in my window. Now, who knows what all of these things are? Right. They're stress balls or squeezy toys. I have a bunch of them and I've collected them over the years. You might even have some of these around your house, a bunch of different type of squeezy balls. Did you know that there is a whole body of research about how these little things can affect your mind and body? Stress is caused by taking in information from 2 channels. both through the primary senses like sight and touch, as well as through our intellectual channel, the brain. So when the wires get crossed, we get overwhelmed and feel like we're ready to tear our hair out at times. Squeezing a stress ball makes us feel like we've got our primary channel under control, leaving our brain free to focus on the tasks at hand. So, aside from increasing focus, stress balls also give our bodies the chance to release some tension. So, when we clench up we're and dealing with frustrations, squeezing a stress ball activates our arm muscles to contract and release, contract and release. This actually improves our blood circulation and gives us some much needed relief. So they're not just fun to squeeze, which they actually are, they can also be beneficial to our minds and bodies. So let me show you some of the ones that I have. This is a really neat one that I got someplace. It looks like a very hard lump of coal. I can squeeze that one. Sometimes that makes me feel good. I have a world squeeze ball. It's a globe. That one's pretty neat too. Oh, here's a very interesting one. Anybody know what that is? Right, it's a brain. So I can squeeze that brain sometimes when I'm feeling stressed out. Just squeezing that releases some of that tension. And some of the people in the school district will know what this is. It's a piece of cheese. So it's a cheesy squeeze ball. Oh, that makes me feel good sometimes too. And probably my favorite, I love this squeezy ball. This is a heart. And sometimes I leave these on my desk or on my counter. And sometimes I just need to squeeze one of those. So, if you have a squeezy ball around the house, not only is it good for the mind, it gives us a little release, but it's also good for the body too. So, don't overlook the benefits of squeezy toys. So, let's start today with our 5-finger breathing exercise. Remember, we put up our hand and we trace it. And when we go up, we breathe in through the nose. And when we go down, we breathe out through the mouth. All right, Wishy, you ready? Okay. So we'll start on our thumb. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. That helps us feel a little bit calmer. So when we consciously breathe, deep breaths in through the nose and long breaths out, we stimulate something called the parasympathetic nervous system. So when the parasympathetic nervous system is aroused, it produces a feeling of relaxation and calm in the body and mind. And the really neat thing about this, your hand is always with you. So if you're ever feeling anxious or stressed, you can just go find a little quiet spot and just do that simple little exercise. And that helps us to bring us back to a little bit more sense of calm. So great. I hope you always remember that. Keep your hand with you. It's always with you. And we can remember that little activity to do to help bring us some calm and peace. So, Wishbone got an email the other day. Hey, Wish. Wishbone got an email the other day that said, I noticed Dr. S has something, a little piece of string hanging from his from his hand sometimes. So let me take my watch off for a minute. And yes, I do have this little piece of string hanging around my hand. And I'm going to tell you what it says. It says peace. And not too long ago, probably 2 years ago, I came across this book called One Word. And it talked about setting a one word mission statement for yourself. And I challenged our teachers and our staff to come up with one word that they thought would drive their actions and lead them through the year. And many of you did those in your classrooms, if you recall, a couple years ago. So I took that one step farther. And at the beginning of this school year, I came up with the word peace. And I wear this little bracelet with me to remind me from time to time. So when I feel it or see it, I just look down and I feel that little weight on my wrist, it reminds me to be peaceful. And I can't think of a better way to remind myself to find peace in all that we do. So that's why I wear this little priestess string with this little emblem on it, and it says the word peace. So, whenever possible, I try to remember to be peaceful in all the situations that I'm in. And sometimes they're very stressful, and sometimes they're very hectic. And in the midst of that, I try to find a little peace from time to time. So, we'll talk more about that in the future. I'm going to ask you to think of your one word that would be your mission. And maybe we won't do bracelets, but we're going to do either rocks or something else that we're going to put our one word on and set our intentions for the remainder of this year. So that's my peace symbol. Thank you, Wishbone, for getting that email and bringing that to my attention and making sure that I got that out to people. Let's do a little meditation. And remember, meditation, the more we do it, the stronger we get. It's like building a muscle. It's like going to the mind gym. It's like going to when we go to the gym to make our body stronger, we're going to the mind gym to make our mind stronger. So that when we get distracted, we can come back to that focus. And today, again, we're going to focus on my one word, which was peace. So everybody get a comfortable place to sit. Wishbone, are you going to be good doing this? You can sit too. Find a comfortable place to sit. Put your feet flat on the floor. Straighten your back. Sit up straight. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. And if not, just look down. And the first thing to do is take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can just return to your normal breathing. And let's see what sounds we can hear. Is it the furnace running on this cold day? Can you hear that sound? Can you hear the sound of somebody running water in the house? Can you hear the sounds of somebody else talking near you? Just see what you notice. This is about being totally present in this moment, in this space. And see if we can smell anything. Can we smell toast, or can we smell coffee? Or a candle in the room? Be present and see what you can smell. And we're going going to check into our bodies and see how our bodies feel today. First, just get a general sense of how your body feels today. And let's go from the top of our head down to the bottom of our toes and see if we can feel any tension or where our body feels good. Let's just notice it and move on. Down through the neck and the shoulders and the back. Through our sit bones, through our thighs, and our knees, and our shins and our ankles, and last down to our toes. To be firmly planted in this place at this time. And when we breathe in through our nose, think the word peace. And when we breathe out, think the word peace too. And if our mind wanders and gets distracted, that's normal. Just notice that and come back to the word peace. And let's take one last breath in through the nose and think the word peace. And breathe out and think the word peace. And let's bring ourselves back into this space. The things that we smelled, the things that we hear. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And let's take a little stretch. That was great. Thanks for joining me with that. And find out and think about what your one word could be as we move forward. And we'll work on that for the rest of the week. So we always end with our giving Wishbone a little piece of cheese. He loves cheese. We always end with a little mindful self-compassion. So you can either hug yourself or put your hand over your heart or pick up your dog, Wishbone, and repeat quietly to yourself, may I be happy, may I be healthy, and may I be peaceful. See you tomorrow.